Jolito, Jolito, let's talk about it. Now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about the stuff that we eat. Why we should be careful about what we eat. I went back to grammar school and pulled out some elementary science labs. So you see right here, here's a science lab right here. I have right here pulled up a picture of fruit. What happens to fruit over time because we always ingest food? What happens to food when it's in our body system? What happens to this right here when it's in our body system? So let's do a comparison. Let's do a hypothesis. This is a banana right here. It turns into alcohol. When you eat it, it turns into alcohol. So you can see right here, it goes through a bruising process. It turns brown and it turns to liquid. So ultimately, fruit turns into liquid. All right, so we got that out the way. What happens to liquid and alcohol when it's in our body? It puts us to sleep. It resets our body so we can go to sleep and repair our body so we can rest. That's what happens to fruit when it's in our body. So you think, well, maybe I don't want to ingest alcohol. Maybe I don't want to recoup from a workout that I did the other day in that manner where I have to take alcohol. So you say, what do I do? Well, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to Star Talk. And the only thing that comes to my mind is that, not to eat this because they always say protein. Protein is a plant. So it's not a hamburger. So you say, well, what do I eat? And you think, okay, alcohol makes the hair shiny and it also makes it, if you take too much of it, it makes the hair like dandruff, produce dandruff. So you say, well, what do I eat? Well, Star Talk says, well, you need to form a geological preference. You need to drink water. You need to be able to travel to another dimension. That's what Star Talk says. And you have here this rotten burger right here. It doesn't turn into water. So what's going to happen if you have this sitting in your stomach and you don't expel it? And if you keep eating it and you keep expelling it, you're going to form cyst. CYST. I think that's how you spell it, cyst. You're going to form cysts and polyps in your colon. So you're going to bleed from your colon if you keep eating this stuff. And also that goes the same for fruit. So let's say what is the only option that we have? And the only option actually is to do what Michael Jackson did. To drink water. That's the only thing to do. And Dick Gregory taught Michael Jackson how to fast for 30 days at a time. That's the only option we have is to drink water. And people will say, man, you just talking out the side of your, you know what. And they're going to say, well, you're going to go back to eating food after you do this video. Well, I have no other choice but to eat fruit and to drink water. I'm not going to do 30 days on water just alone. That's not the societal norm. And, I fasted so much that I get aneurysms in the side of my head sometimes. Like my head hurts. And the only reason this is because we haven't found a way to leave Earth in time. I'm 34 years old, so I'm aging now. I'm not young anymore. So the idea of me eating a McDonald's burger and having a couple days off and, I'm having stomach pains and I can just drink water and get over it, those days are over with. I'm no longer 140 pounds no more. This is not 2013 anymore. I'm not 140 pounds no more. I'm over 250. So this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to figure out how to exercise more. And again, I'm exercising every day, 40 minutes a day. I'm exercising every day. So I have to figure out how can I supplement water with just a limited amount of fruit. without doing anything out of societal norm. They'll put me in a hospital. Maybe for the wrong type of air quality, because we have poor air quality in the north. So we have to do certain things to like supplement our diet. Because if you do so much and the body recognizes that you're doing so much, ultimately it's going to help you aid. Maybe you're just drinking water. Ultimately, it's going to help you aid. I know if I just drink water like 10 days at a time or something like that, my body ultimately adjusts to it. So I need to figure out, how can I get from Earth onto another plane? This is cheese on top of a cheeseburger, on top of a patty melt. This is cheese, rotten cheese. It's hard. You can see how the cheese looks. It's hard. Imagine this stuff not getting expelled from your body in due time. You're going to have major health complications. This is from 2022. All right. And this bruised banana right here is alcohol. You know what I mean? So it's like if you eat too much fruit, you're going to get alcohol symptoms. If you eat too much meat, you're going to get cysts problems, polyps problems. You're going to have internal bleeding. So it's like, what do you eat? You know what I mean? So it's like, do you eat substitute chicken, like vegan chicken? That's not an answer neither, because that's going to do what this does ultimately. And I say it's going to do what that ultimately does because it doesn't turn into alcohol. And I don't know what fruits you can eat that will just turn into water. Without turning into alcohol. You eat a pear, this is a pear right here. If you eat a pear, it's going to turn into alcohol. If you eat an avocado, it's going to turn into alcohol. So it's like, what do you eat that turns into water? You know what I mean? So this is more science experiments that we have to do. And I know, like, I haven't figured it out because I'm a little pudgy. I know they haven't figured it out because they're a little pudgy. Maybe some Europeans have figured it out. But I notice a lot of Europeans who talk about science, they also don't have a good diet regimen. I don't know anyone on Earth that I can just call that has figured it out. How can we make our spacesuits more adequate to eating the right foods? Maybe Zach LaVine figured it out. Anybody knows Zach LaVine? He's a shooting guard for the Chicago Bulls. Because he has fast twitch and he's very jittery. And he obviously is like very in shape. Like he can take off from the free throw line if he wanted to. So I don't know. I'm definitely not eating this. And I'm definitely thinking about not eating this as well. But you know, this is important to eat as well, but just not a lot. And I say it's important because alcohol gets rid of certain bacteria in your system. You know, like you have vitamins in this. If you eat alcohol from a banana, maybe it'll get rid of bad bacteria, like bad breath, bad gut bacteria that stops the flow of your digestive system. It gets rid of that. So let's say, well, what can I eat that will just turn into water? I don't know. Maybe a sunflower seed, like a chickpea plant. I don't know. I haven't done this science experiment on that. I haven't seen what it turns into. Well, I can say this. If you leave a chickpea in damp water for a while, it will sprout into a plant. I do know that. So maybe we just need to eat chickpeas after we eat fruit. I do know that much. So great peace, Yakoki.